It is the 16th of May and it's pretty busy right now in the apiary. As you can see, my weak hive is very busy now. It's no longer weak. In fact, I think I'm going to remove the entrance reducer. The queen right hive has the entrance reducer removed, and they're now 4 boxes high, and the queenless hive around the corner, you can't see it yet, but I'm pretty sure that they have a queen now. There was 2 queens that emerged, and hopefully one's gone out and got mated by now, and who knows, maybe there's eggs being laid in there. We'll find out at some point, if not today, over the weekend. Right now I'm going to go ahead and remove this entrance reducer because I think that that is probably hindering them more than it is helping them. As you can see, there's a lot of bees. A lot of bees there. I'm going to release those because I'm going to use this to cover up the back side of the queenless hive because they're still trying to enter the back an entrance, but they're still trying to get in there for some reason. That's the position where they had the double screen board and there was an entrance on front and back, but that's been a significant amount of time that's elapsed since then. Let's just take a look at this. All right, so this is the weak hive, what used to be a weak hive. Just had their entrance reducer removed, and as you can see, they look pretty strong, and they're bringing in nectar and pollen and everything they need to keep the colony healthy. And that's happening with all 3 of these colonies right now. What I want to do is get into the nuke and see if they need more space, more food, or whatever. Okay, so this is a 5-frame nuke. It's going to put some smoke in the front entrance just to let them know we're coming, and then I'm actually going to just have a feel, see what kind of weight they have. It's a reasonable amount of weight, I guess, for a 5-frame nuke. Now these guys do not have any brood, so to speak of, because they made a new queen. So their numbers will be reducing over a short period of time. And they do actually look like they have a little less population than they had the last time I was in here, which makes absolute sense. And I'm not really expecting to find any brood. Now there was a queen cell in here that was a swarm cell that I relocated to the center of a frame, and it did emerge. So nothing on this side at all. And on this side of the frame is open comb. There's actually one beetle that I just saw there somewhere. Just got that guy. What I might do is swap this frame out with something else that has some food resources. There's no eggs on this frame. I'm just going to have a quick look around to see if I can find a queen. The sun is behind me, so that's helpful. Although the queen won't like to be in sunlight, she'll rather hide in the dark. I don't think that she's on this frame though. I did see a couple of drones. Just having a quick look around. No, I don't see a queen on this frame. So I'm going to just actually lay this one, or put this one right here. All right, and let's move along. Let's see what we can find here. There's a dead bee there. Now, if I find the queen, if she looks like she's been mated... Oh, that wasn't a good move. That's one way to upset the bees. Oh, oopsie. So as you can see, they're bringing in pollen, which they do when they have brood, or when they have larvae. I do not see any larvae or any eggs or any brood on this side or this side. Let's look on this side. No, let's just see. Do I see a queen running around? When they're virgins, they're quicker. There's a couple of drones. They seem pretty calm. They've got a little bit of nectar in there. Looking for that queen. Do not see a queen. But she could have run around to this side. Don't mistake a drone for a queen, because they have dark thoraxes, but they have fatter bodies. The drones have the fat bodies. So people do mistake a drone for a queen. There's quite a few drones on this side. I have to just make sure that it is a drone body that they have, because like I say, the thoraxes are similar, but the eyes are different. The eyes of a drone meet in the middle at the top. Queen's eyes do not. Don't think she's on this frame. Okay, so I'm going to put this one. Let's see. So, might not even be a bad idea to give these guys a frame of capped brood. Oops, dropped my hive tool. Maybe give them a little bit of smoke. Of course, I put that frame back in. If the queen is there, she could jump back over to that one, and then I would miss her. So I'm just going to have a little look over there while I've got this frame out. This frame is honey and nectar and some open cells. Now they have made an emergency cell there. So it is possible that the queen went on an emergency flight and didn't make it, or went on a mating flight and didn't make it back. That's very possible. So it might be a good idea to give them a frame of eggs. There's no egg in that cell, but as you can see, that to me is an emergency cell. It's in the middle of the frame. This is actually where the old queen cell was. I pulled that out after it had emerged. I'm just giving it a real good scan for that queen, not seeing a queen. Okay, let's put this back. So it's all well and good making an emergency cell, but if you don't have any eggs in it, you won't do anything. They won't do anything with it. They don't seem aggressive, and they're not particularly loud, which kind of indicates maybe that they're... Oh, this is a heavy frame. That's all honey. Oh yeah, that's a full frame of honey. Got an itch on my face. Oh, it's a full frame of honey, and so she won't be on there. Very unlikely that you'll find a queen on a full frame of honey. However, there's a beetle somewhere I just saw. Yeah, you better run. You better run. Oh. I got it. Yeah, that's a full frame of honey. She will not be on there. So, interesting. Interesting. Now we have a frame of pollen, a little bit of honey, nectar, I am not seeing a queen, guys. Well, they do have lots of food in here, though. I am tempted to give them a frame with eggs and brood on it. Let's go back to this first frame again. I do hear a bee. It's not, I don't think that's piping. That does not sound like piping, although it sounds like it's one bee making some noise. I'm going to go back to this first frame. A lot of bees. I don't have to worry about the brood. There isn't any. It's about 19 degrees today, so I won't be chilling any brood. Well, there isn't any brood, so I'm going to put this frame down here for a minute. There's a lot of fanning going on. Come on, do you have a queen? I am not seeing a queen. So my thought is to give them a frame of brood eggs. This is the heavy frame with honey on it. She should not be on this frame. Not really. She should not be on this frame. They're quite loud, I guess, like roaring, I guess you could say, which is often a sign they do not have a queen. Looking around the edges because that's where she would likely go to try and hide somewhere under bees or go to the other side, the dark side. Unfortunately, I do not think these girls have a queen. Desperately looking, not seeing Not seeing a queen. I do see a bee with pollen on its legs, but they have been packing pollen in. But I am not seeing a queen. Okay. Alright, so we're thinking that these girls do not have a queen. So this is the frame that I'm going to take out because there's literally nothing on it. Couple of beetles. There's a beetle. That's a smushed beetle. So what I'm going to do is take that frame out. Put this frame in. What I need to do is I'm going to separate them. I'm going to leave a gap in the middle. What are these girls doing? You guys know? Why are they coming out? Go on back in. Alright, so to find them a frame of eggs, this is the hive I know has a laying queen in and has an excess of everything. So this is the hive that I'm going to try and find a frame of eggs from. And actually before I do that, okay, I want to try and get this done relatively quickly. So what I'm going to do actually is, this is a honey box. It's likely going to be very heavy. Yep, it is very heavy. There should be no brood up here at all. So now I'm going to remove the second honey box. Okay, now we've got the queen excluder. And I want to find some brood. So I should get some smoke on these girls before they get too irritable. I'm going to take this outside frame, which is likely going to be honey. There could even be some honey ready to be harvested. Like, that's got a lot of honey on it. So the queen won't be on this frame. Just going to put that to one side. There is a lot of bees here. Wow. Okay. I just need to find some eggs, girls. And do I want to take nurse bees with them? No, because if I accidentally grab the queen, that would be a bad decision. This is honey and pollen. No brood on there at all. So I'm going to put that to one side as well. This next frame I can see has got brood on it. But does it have eggs? Because I need eggs for them. If they need to make a queen, they need eggs. So there is brood here. And lots of brood. I'm going to get some sunlight. Oh boy. Oh no, there's... Okay, so there is in fact swarm cells on this frame. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this to that box. Okay, so as you can see, 1, 2, 3, there's at least 3 or 4 swarm cells there. And some brood. So I'm actually going to give this frame to this hive, but I probably should move the swarm cells up because of the amount of room they don't really have. So the question is, how many more swarm cells are in there? What I might actually do is a split again. I might just do a walkaway split with this hive because it looks like they're getting ready to swarm again. Okay, let's stressful. This is stressful. I don't think there's anything in that cell. However, I'm going to put it there. This cell is capped. Oops. I'm going to put that there. This cell is capped. I'm not sure if I've just wrecked it. I possibly wrecked that one. May have exposed it just a little bit too much, but I'm not really sure. And that one I'm going to leave as is. So give them a chance anyway. And there is brood in there, although I'm not sure if there's eggs. Okay, I'm going to give them this frame with the cells and hope for the best. Okay. All right, so we're going to give them this frame. Which has some brood. They need a little bit more space. Okay. Okay. All right. I don't know why these girls want to climb out of here. Okay, so I think I missed some recording there, but I did a split. I took 10 frames and put it over there because this was boiling over. There was queen cup swarm cells. I put swarm cells into the nuke box, and now I'm planning to take away 5 frames from this hive, not necessarily knowing where the queen is, because this box is jammed, and the odds of me finding her right now, slim to none, maybe. They'll figure it out. But I think these girls were going to swarm, if not today, tomorrow, sometime soon. This is just honey and nectar. So the queen will not be on there. God, these frames are stuck in there as well. So I'm going to put a frame between them. It's kind of an old frame. They'll figure it out. Where's the top here? Just try and keep them somewhat calm. The bees are all over my microphone. I apologize about that, guys. I normally wear the microphone inside my hoodie, but I actually lost the magnet, and so I don't know where that went. But the magnet is obviously on the floor somewhere. This is a light frame with honey, a little bit of drone brood. It would be magnificent if I could find the queen. She's not, but I'm certain she's in here somewhere. I'm going to leave that one with this hive. My guess is the queen's in that box. That's my guess. Because they like to travel up. So my guess is the queen is in the new location. And I'm not finding any brood down here, which is a little disconcerting. Tons and tons of bees though. So I'm going to put that one to the edge. Come on girls, you've got to get out of the way. That one to the edge. A frame of wax, a wax frame, which they have to work out. There's nothing on it. And there is a ton of bees. Let's get some smoke here. The fact that these are loud makes me think the queen's not here. I'm thinking the queen is in the box above. There's nothing on this frame either. It's like it's empty. Very strange. It's fully drawn out. There's no brood on it. Hey, maybe I put her up top somehow. Maybe she's in there. Maybe I made a mistake. Very, very possible. Okay, now we have brood. Eggs and larvae. I see larvae there. Lots of pollen there. I'm going to put that one in here. Just makes you realize how quickly these girls explode. Now, this time last year I did catch a swarm, and it was about like this week last year, I think. Swarm cells. And some brood. Doing a quick scan for that queen. There is brood and worker brood and drone brood. Honey and space. I'm going to give them this one. Okay. They are all over the microphone, eh? Give them a frame that they can draw out. Give them space. Nectar and pollen and brood over here. So, he's definitely down here. Or she was down here, I should say. Doesn't mean she's still down here. Open larvae. Not seeing eggs. Oh, lots of brood and larvae on this side. Lots of brood and larvae. Come on, Queenie, where are you? Okay, I'm going to close this one up, put that one back in there. I've got two more frames down here to look at. Drone brood down here. I honestly think the queen is in that top box that I moved, because I'm not seeing any eggs. And I'm going to have a quick look in there in a minute. I hope you guys can still see me here. Lots of open space down here. So with all this open space, why, seriously, why would you want to swarm? Why would you want to swarm, girls? I don't understand. I don't get it. Doesn't make any sense to me. So we've given them some separate, come on. We've given them some wax foundation that they can work on. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 frames of wax foundation there they can work on. This one is going to go into the split that I'm just making. This one is just honey and stuff. Actually split that up. I'll put some wax foundation in either side of it. And another wax foundation in there. I might just two more wax foundations. You got lots of work to do, girls. Lots and lots of work. All right, on top of this one, what am I gonna do? Actually, so this is a honey box. I'm gonna throw that one on top of there. I'm not even gonna worry about the queen excluder. The frames have come out of position, which happens sometimes when you're moving stuff around. Okay. Put the lid on those girls. That's already heavy. Okay. Oh yeah, that's heavy. That's those done. These girls. Excuse me. These girls, I'm going to put this. So they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 frames, I think. Whatever happens now, even if they swarm, they may swarm into one of my own boxes. Although, having said that, I only have 3 swarm boxes left. Okay, where are we at, guys? Holy moly. This has been quite an experience here. So right now I have got the swarm box, I've got the nuke box. Didn't find a queen, so I gave them a frame out of this hive, which had eggs and larvae and some swarm cells. Then I realized that they were so busy and they were swarmy, a little swarmy. I've made 2 splits out of this hive, so that this hive became 3 hives now. So yeah, there's 20 frames in the one, 20 frames in the other, and 10 frames in the other. And it's just crazy right now. Holy moly. I need things to calm down and come back here maybe sometime over the weekend. When the bees calm down just a little bit. They're a little bit angry right now. yeah, they're burrowing into the microphone and on the camera. They're attacking everything. They're a little bit pissed off. So I think that's all I'm going to do for today. Let's just take you for a little walk around and I'll look at what we've done here, the chaos we've created, but potentially stopping a swarm. And if not, then at least it's not going to be as big of a swarm as it would be otherwise, you know, because it could be a quarter of the bees from one hive rather than half the bees or whatever. And with any luck, they're going to go into that box that's over there anyway. Let's take a look. Okay, so this was going to be one of my swarm traps. It's now got 20 frames in it. This is a honey box. There's no divider. There's no queen excluder. And this has got a bunch of brood and everything in there. So they've got a lot going on in there. This box here is similar. It's 10 frames. 10 frames of bees with honey, nectar, brood and eggs and everything. These guys now have a new frame with eggs and brood, and I don't think they have a queen, so maybe we'll see what happens. Maybe they'll draw another queen out and we'll see what happens with them. I could always combine them at some point, maybe. We'll see. This hive, which was about to swarm, I'm pretty sure was about to swarm. It hasn't swarmed yet. There were so many bees in there, there's no way they swarmed yet. But I've really disrupted that. So we'll see. I've taken swarm cells out of there. There may still be swarm cells in there that I didn't account for. So I'm still kind of expecting there may well be a swarm at some point. I thought I had it under control, but obviously not. But still, it's okay. It's all good. And this box here, I don't know if they have a queen yet or not. I need to look into this hive, and I need to look into this hive to see if they're even thinking about swarming, because they were growing pretty good. This is the weak hive. What was, it's no longer weak. It's pretty strong now. That is it. So I got to go sort myself out, maybe change the battery, and I might come back out and look into these two hives here. So I will see you in a minute. Okay, so yeah, this is the hive, the swarm trap, and it's been getting a lot of traffic today and the last few days. Today more so though. There's quite a lot of bees, a lot of them around the back entrance and underneath. But yeah, definitely getting a lot of interest in this 8-frame swarm trap. So with any luck, if my hive swarms, with any luck they'll go there. But there's probably at least 20 or more bees hanging around that right now, and they're in and out of it too. So I don't think having a look in here will disrupt them too much. Oh yeah, there's a bunch of them in there. They're definitely interested in this swarm trap, so that's really good news. I will let them be. All right, well, it's been interesting so far. I got a lot of guard bees all over me because I've really disrupted them. Excuse me, I'm trying to smoke them so they don't bother me too much, but a little bit crazy. They sure are super busy right now and a little bit annoyed with me. So what I'm going to do is, this is the weak hive. I better find my hive tool. There's the hive tool. I want to look in the weak hive. What am I doing? I don't really know. Let's see. Let's see if I can figure this mess out. So there's a few bees in the top. A little bit of smoke there. This hive is not as busy as the last one, thankfully. That was crazy. Absolutely packed. They got lots of space in there now. So I'm going to have to go back. The two hives toward the back there look pretty calm compared to the original location. So we'll have to see what's going on there. Possible that there's brood up here in this hive. I'm not sure where she's running around. There's There's honey and pollen up here. No sign of the queen up on that frame. What I'm thinking I might do, if I can find a full frame of honey, I have a cartridge foundation frame. This is pollen and honey and nectar. There is a queen cup there, a couple of queen cups there. What are they doing with them? Nothing. Okay, we don't need queen cups. We don't need swarm cells. But this is the time of year that they do all this stuff, and trying to deal with it is part of managing beekeeping. I'm definitely no expert at this. I do my best. And oh, there's eggs on this frame. I see eggs on this frame. Do I see the queen? If I see the queen, I think I'm going to mark her. Eggs on this frame too. She could well be on this frame. There she is. There she is. Right, okay. I'm going to try and catch her and mark her. If I don't get attacked by the other bees while I'm doing so. Now, I'm going to use a red marker just because the majority of my markers are not so great. I've lost her again now. Where did she go, guys? There she is. I think I just dropped her. There she is. I dropped her on the ground. Wow, that was a bit stressful. That was a bit stressful, guys. Oh my goodness. Last thing you want to do. Lose your queen, drop your queen. So there's the queen. And what I'm going to do is try and get her to turn around. I'm going to put a red dot on her because it's the only one that's half decent that I have. If I can get her to turn around. I should just pick her up, but I'd be afraid to damage her. Try and get it just on her thorax. And now I'm going to just set her down and give her a few minutes to dry, because I find normally when I do this that somehow the girls rub the paint off. Maybe giving it a little bit more time to dry is the thing to do. But even these girls now, they need another box. So we're going to give them another box. I'm not going to put a queen excluder in, despite my better judgment. I have frames with honey and such in them. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give them a frame for 10 frames with nectar and honey, and then they can finish those frames off. So we'll separate these up a bit, because this was my swarm trap, I think, at one point here. Yeah, in fact this frame I'm going to take out because it's a bit dark and not ideal. But I'm going to leave her in there for a minute. Okay, so I'm going to leave her in there, let her dry off with her red paint. And I'm going to pick up some more frames. All right, so I've got some more frames. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more frames. It's not quite enough, but it's nice comb. And maybe I'll checkerboard some honey in there if I have some honey. These are all empty. That's okay, because they can clean them up nicely and start filling them up with honey, brood, whatever they want. They're all open comb. We've got to look at that queen now, see how she's doing, see if she's dry yet. See, the bees are all over her. I think she should be okay to release now. Okay, let's release her. She's got a nice red dot on her thorax, you can see that. She should climb out any second. She should do. You don't want to stay in there, do you, girl? Surely not. So this is the frame that I mentioned with the cassettes in them. I'm actually going to put that up here because they've got a lot of work to do on that first. They've got to draw it all out, clean it all up.